And we're flying, man.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. 600 to 700 feet. You can see that right here. We're about coming up on 7.
Wow. This is amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
This is a great time of day to fly. Hold this little sight picture here.
This is surreal. I'm at a loss for words right now.
Northeast ground, Cessna 733, Papa November, city ramp with Echo, departing in the northwest, ready for taxi.
73 Papa November, hold position.
Hold position, 3 Papa November.
33 Papa November, northeast ground. Are you facing Alpha 3 or Bravo?
We're facing Alpha 3, 3 Papa November.
3 Papa November, roger, runway 24 intersection, jet departure, taxi via Alpha 3, Alpha, Golf, cross runway 33 at Golf.
All right, 24 at Juliet, Alpha 3 Alpha Golf, cross runway 33 at Golf, 733 Papa November. So that's our taxi instructions. Again, we'll work on that stuff in the future. I don't want to overwhelm you today. Basically, he just gave us directions for how to get to the runway.
Got it.
Super simple. And I'll teach you how to read that roadmap. So I'm going to go ahead and get us out on the taxiway.
Awesome. Your controls?
So, my controls.
3 Papa November, wind 290 at 9er, runway 24 intersection, Juliet, clear for takeoff, right turn on course approved.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24 at Juliet, right on course approved, 733 Papa November. All right, so let's go ahead and put your left hand on the yoke, right hand on the throttle.
Yep.
Right hand on the throttle, and we'll go ahead and start rolling. So go ahead. I'm on the controls with you, so don't worry. You can't do anything wrong. Go ahead and start. Give it some power. Lead off the brakes. Nobody behind us, nobody on vinyl. We got plenty of time. There's obviously this big white dashed line right here. So when you feel me kicking a little bit,
yep,
don't fight me.
Okay.
All right, so here we are. So let's go ahead and put our heels to the floor. Go ahead and do that. All the way down, a little further. There you go. And go full power. So bring that all the way to the wall, nice and slow. You can go a little faster than that, over the course of like 2 or 3 seconds. And then once it's in, just hold it in.
I'm going to widen out your base entry. You're going to be number 2, flying traffic.
And we're staying on the center line. Engine instruments in the green. RPMs are good.
Oh shit.
Airspeed alive. You're good, man. Don't worry. There's 55. So we'll just slowly pull back and bring that nose right up to the horizon. And we're flying, man.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. So this is how we're going to start to fly, right?
Yep.
I'm basically going to tell you to look outside.
Number 1, wind 290 at 8, runway 24, clear for the option.
And we're not really going to worry about much of our instruments today, right? We're just going to learn that these things are pretty easy to fly by just looking out the window. So we got the nose. What does it look like to you? For me, right here looks to be like basically just maybe between the horizon and the city, right?
Yep.
Good. And this is giving us a good climb rate. This is what we're looking for.
Wow. This is amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
This is a great time of day to fly.
Track about a 110 heading.
So once we reach a safe altitude, which is about 600 to 700 feet,
track,
you can see that right here. We're about coming up on 7.
Yep.
We can make a right turn. So let's go ahead and just start easy, making a right-hand turn. Perfect. And again, we're just kind of keeping the nose right at that spot on the horizon, right? And if in a lesson or two, I'll teach you about how we climb at certain airspeeds. And I've already showed you sort of the hack, right? The cheat for how to get to those airspeeds easily.
Touch and goes or full stop taxi backs?
The climb speed we're supposed to be at is 73 knots. Take a look at our airspeed. We're like basically dead on, you know what I mean? So we're going to climb to 2,500, which is about 100 feet away.
Okay.
When we get there, we're going to follow a 3-step process. We're going to pitch the airplane for level flight, which means we're going to basically push until this needle freezes.
Got it.
When we get there, we're going to pull the power back to 2,300. So let's start. We're going to push until that needle freezes. So there it is.
There it is.
Frozen.
Yep.
So go ahead and pull that power
Number 45
back to 2,300.
Close traffic.
And now here's where that trim thing is going to come into play, right?
Cessna 3 Papa November, clear to the northwest, frequency change approval, see ya.
Frequency change approved, see you in a bit, 3 Papa November.
And career track
when I let off the pressure, you're going to feel the nose come way up. You ready?
Career track 324.
See how the nose comes up and you started to fight it?
Yeah.
We can use trim to get rid of that control pressure. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to fight for what we want, which means keep the nose where we want it, right here.
Yep.
And then we're going to roll this trim wheel forward to help keep the nose down. Now go ahead and let off. Nothing really happens, right? We just took away all that control pressure. And that can help us maintain our altitude.
Which direction?
We're going to go to the left.
Okay.
So let's go ahead. You see that smokestack out there?
Yep.
Go ahead and just turn the airplane and point us at that smokestack and do your best to maintain our altitude. That's just going to be looking at the sight picture and keeping that nose about where it was relative to the horizon.
Got it.
Nice job.
We're gonna...
Let me know when you think we're pointed right at the smokestack.
I would say right about there.
Okay, so one of the things that you're going to have to adjust to, just like the center line, is the sort of how this windscreen sort of warps your view. And sitting in the left seat doesn't help either, right? So this is actually pointed right at the smokestack. And I'll tell you when we're there. Right about there.
Oh, okay.
That's pointed at the smokestack. And that's okay, right? No big deal. So now we got a little bit better view of the horizon. And through all of that, you're, what, 30 feet high. That's perfect.
Try it. Push down just a little bit.
That's exactly it. And remember, if you got to keep fighting over and over and over again for the same thing, you probably need to either adjust your power or your trim. Right. And since our power is still where we want it, we know it's probably going to be a trim adjustment. Just to put it into perspective, the standards for the private pilot check ride is 100 feet plus or minus.
Oh, okay.
And you're right now, you've deviated maybe 40 feet.
This is surreal. I'm at a loss for words right now.
You know, when I took my first flight, it was a little overwhelming. I remember getting down and just being like, I don't know what to say, exactly like you. And I think by the time I got home, I was ready to go back to the airport and fly again.
You got any availability tomorrow?
You know, I don't think the weather is going to be too accommodating for flight training tomorrow, but I'll see you on Saturday.
Yep, for sure.
So go ahead and give me a right-hand turn. And you'll notice that as we turn, take a look at the nose. What's the nose doing right now relative to the horizon? Is it dropping?
It's dropping a little bit.
It's dropping. So when we make turns, you're going to need to apply a corresponding amount of back pressure. It doesn't need to be this aggressive thing.
Okay.
It just needs to keep the nose where we want it on the horizon, right?
Yep.
So right there, we descended 100 feet, but we're still more or less level at this point.
Yep.
In fact, we're climbing just a little bit back to our altitude. And that shows you that you don't need all that much, right?
Yep.
It's going to be relative to the amount of bank. So a little bank means a little back pressure.
Got it.
A big bank means more back pressure. Right. So I don't want to blow your mind, but I'm going to blow your mind.
All right.
So when we are trying to maintain level flight, we make small pitch changes to control our altitude.
Okay.
Every other phase of flight, we use power for altitude and pitch for our airspeed. Go ahead and give me a left turn and maintain 2,600 feet.
Got it.
So the nose is starting to drop, right?
Yep.
I'm looking outside. Don't look at the instruments all that much.
Yep.
Keep your eyes outside. I can see the nose is slicing through the horizon, right? Which means we're descending. So all we're going to need to do is just keep a little bit of back pressure in there.
Yep.
And you see how now the nose is sort of
going up?
It's sort of cutting through the same spot in the cowling, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which indicates to me that we're level. And this is good. Let's go ahead and roll out. And we're still at 2,600.
Beautiful.
Right? Pretty good. All right. Go ahead and give me a right turn to, let's call it a heading of east. You see that little blue dot? Go ahead and turn, maintain 2,500 until the little blue dot is at the top of the heading indicator.
Got it.
Nailed it. Go ahead and give us a left turn, 180 degrees, maintain 4,000.
Ready?
Yes.
So right about there, we're going to start leveling off?
I'd say so. And we'll go ahead and turn towards Willow Grove. This landmark, first of all, it's very hazy right now, so it's hard to see things. But Willow Grove is going to be right off the nose here in a second. It's this sort of long, kind of darkish spot in that area of green.
Would you mind if I took a photo?
I don't at all, so just my controls.
Yeah, your controls. This really is amazing. Wow.
Yeah, and the good news is your entire first flight should be on video. So
oh, wow.
You can go home with this.
Totally forgot
free
about
of charge.
That. This is awesome, dude. Wow.
2.5 to 3 miles. Altitude indicates 1,500. They're a Cessna, not on frequency yet, and in trail of them about 3 miles is an Archer as well. Just remain clear of the 1-5 extended center line, and frequency change is approved.
Northeast Tower, Cessna 733 Papa November, now on frequency with information Foxtrot over Willow Grove, full stop.
Cessna 733 Papa November, Northeast Tower, roger. Enter a right base runway 24.
Enter a right base for 24, 733 Papa November.
3 Papa November, wind is 320 at 8, runway 24, clear to land, you're first to the field.
Clear to land, runway 24, number 1, 3 Papa November. So basically what's going to happen, a right base means that we're going to fly this direction.
Okay.
And then we're going to make a right turn, and the runway is going to be right in front of us.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we're going to use that carpet for the first time. I'm going to pull that carpet out. I'm going to go ahead and reduce our power to about 1,800 RPMs.
And we will extend down.
And I'm going to keep pitching for 90.
Archer 3 Lima Alpha.
I'm also going to get 10 degrees of flaps in.
Right downwind for runway.
And there's the runway we're going to land on.
Augusta 16, there's traffic at
I'm going to start turning towards final.
In 2.5 miles.
There's 2 red. And let's call it
7
2 red
Alpha.
now.
Base turn is now your discretion. Wind is 320 at 8, runway 24. Clear to land, number 2. Traffic is short final.
And we got our 65, just like what we're looking for. I'm going to slow it up to about 60 because the winds are calm. And now that we're over the threshold, I'm going to go ahead and start pulling the power to idle. And I'm going to start our flare. So we're pulling back, we're pulling back. We're going to hold this little sight picture here until we touch down.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was not a great landing. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Hey, I have no basis to judge. I couldn't have done that, so.
Yeah, so that was probably not my best of the day, but not bad.
Keep it rolling, turn left, Charlie, contact ground point 7.
All right, left on Charlie over to ground, 3 Papa November.
Clear to land 24.